Obviously, the kids are happy Muammar Gaddafi's dead. D-E-A-D, dead. J.D. here, alive and well. Good to have you on board. Thanks, as always, for taking some of your time to spend it with us here on the program, where we like our flying a little turbulent, our women a little crazy, our politics a little messy, and our dictator thugs a whole lot dead. Jesse Perdue. Oh, Jesse, happy birthday. Happy birthday today. Huh? What?
Thank you.
Queuing up? Oh, I thought you were queuing something up for your own birthday. No?
No.
You didn't have
Don
some kind of like kamikaze attack like you do on me or Don when it's our birthday? You didn't have something prepped and ready to go for yourself? Well,
no.
Now that we have 3 hours of pure radio satisfaction to mess with you, you never know when it might hit, kind of like Muammar Gaddafi. Don producing and working the dials, Mike screening the calls, emails at the website, and a poll question up there for you today. Libyan thug Muammar Gaddafi is dead. Now that he's assumed room temperature, what is your assumption for the future of Libya? Your choices are a flourishing and thriving democracy, a new thug will emerge, or either way, the U.S. is on the hook. 38% of the people say U.S. on the hook. Nobody thinks there's going to be a flourishing and thriving democracy. Oh, ye of little nation-building faith. And a new thug will emerge at 62%, emerging as the leader. You can answer it there at the website or here at 800-876-4123. I basically have two questions on the whole Gaddafi Libyan situation. And the two questions are two words. The first question, why now? And the second question is, now what? Now what do we do? Where do we go from here? I listened to Johnny McAmnesty this morning, Johnny McCain, talking about, oh, my friends, we have to stand with the people of Libya, and we have to get behind them and ensure that democracy and freedom spreads throughout that wonderful nation and all those people who have been deprived. Yeah, for 42 years. For 42 years they've been deprived. For about an hour and a half this morning, I went through and looked at Muammar Gaddafi's history. First of all, let's start with the fact that Colonel Muammar Gaddafi is a lieutenant. Okay? That's how he came out of military academy, as a lieutenant. But that wasn't good enough for him. In his early stages of nutdom, he decided Colonel Gaddafi sounds better. Colonel Gaddafi. Lieutenant Gaddafi? Lieutenant Dan. Maybe he knew that Forrest Gump was going to come out. And Forrest would be saying, Lieutenant Dan, you got your legs back. Maybe that's what he knew. Maybe he was very prescient in that area. So Colonel Muammar Gaddafi is Lieutenant Muammar Gaddafi. Back to 1969. And I went through the record of the nut job this guy is, the crimes he committed, the people he was doing business with, the way he maintained his power. I mean, we know casually about a couple of things. Pan Am 103, Lockerbie, Scotland, 270 people killed, 189 U.S. citizens. Gone forever. But it's not just the 189 U.S. citizens. It's the mothers and the fathers and the sisters and the brothers and the aunts and the uncle, everyone connected to those people, friends and family, that forever had their lives changed because of this SOB. Now, isn't it odd that Gaddafi's dead, but Megrahi, the guy who was convicted of the bombing, is alive? Shouldn't someone be dragging him out of a rat hole and putting a bullet in his head too? Or am I not supposed to say that because that's not politically correct? This guy's a thug. Back to 1969. Let's go through who the presidents were. Nixon, Carter, Reagan, Bush 41, Clinton, Bush 43, Obama. Now, the only guy who knew Gaddafi to be what Gaddafi is was Reagan, who called him a mad dog of the Mideast. Reagan knew what he was dealing with. Nixon, Carter, Bush 41, Clinton, Bush 43, Obama, and heads of state, Tony Blair, Nicolas Sarkozy, and Berlusconi in Italy, all stood around, stood by, did business with, looked the other way, or shook hands with Muammar Gaddafi. Now, when the news of this is breaking this morning, I'm going through all the sources that I have on my computers in the office. Associated Press, CNN, CNS, C-SPAN, Drudge, Fox, Google, MSN, Newsmax, Open Secrets, Politico, Reuters, Slate, 25 different places. So I go to the Drudge Report. And for those of you who are looking at the video of the show, this is what, well, there's a lot of, hopefully nobody does a screen capture on this because I wrote a lot of stuff on this that might not necessarily I want to have get out there. But what the hell? This is the picture. It says Gaddafi killed. Can you see that, Don? Gaddafi killed, right? Okay. Now, who is Gaddafi shaking hands with?
That would be Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. And what's the assumption by the picture? Barack Obama shaking hands with a thug, a dictator, a terrorist. Naive Barack Obama. Exactly. See, it's Jeremiah Wright. It's Bill Ayers. He's an apologist for America. He's always throwing America under the bus, which he does from time to time. See, he's weak. He's a Muslim supporter. He doesn't really understand the true nature of terrorism, and that's why people like Muammar Gaddafi are dissed in the world. And if it was only Obama who would get hip to that and be more like Ronald Reagan, then we wouldn't have this guy Gaddafi since '69. Nixon, Carter, Bush 41, Clinton, Bush 43. Bush 43? He didn't just shake hands with Gaddafi. He and Condoleezza Rice gave them favored nation trade status. Our Federal Reserve Chairman, Ben Bernanke, sent our tax dollars to the Libyan Central Bank when we were supposedly bailing our banks out. But you see, the Drudge Report, which is a total Republican suck-up site that's run by a megalomaniac Republican. I'll give you his initials. If you speak Italian, it's two of these three letters, A, B, C. If you speak Korean, then it would be these in the numeric sequence of our U.S. alphabet, Il, E. Those two letters will tell you who runs the Drudge Report. It's not Matt Drudge. Matt Drudge lives over in Israel. Matt Drudge does the overnights. Who does the daytime updates? A Republican suck-up, a megalomaniac who's there to just make Republicans look good. Now, let me ask you the question. Now, this morning, before I get to that, this morning I posted Gaddafi dead, Drudge, dirtbags, picture Obama shaking hands. The United States has been shaking hands with Gaddafi for 42 years. Grow up, will you, Drudge Report? This is, you know, you can come to understand why things are so screwed up in this country. You can come to understand why nothing's getting done. You can come to understand why people have such misinformation or are missing information about how to make informed decisions about who the good guys and who the bad guys are. But this supposed American apologist that the Drudge Report always talks to Obama as being, this Muslim sympathizer, this pacifist, this Muslim sleeper terrorist, this guy who doesn't even deserve to be the president because he can't prove his birth certificate. What has Obama the pacifist done that Bush the cowboy didn't? Obama the pacifist killed Osama bin Laden. Obama the pacifist killed Alaki. Obama the pacifist helped to bring about the death of Muammar Gaddafi. Now, I know that's not going to sit well with some Republicans out there who go, you mean we're supposed to give Obama some credit? Wait a minute, that doesn't compute. No, it doesn't if you read that stupid Drudge Report. It doesn't compute if you follow the narrative that everything the Republicans do is good and everything the Democrats do is bad. If I had to pick my website, CNN or Drudge, I'm going to lean Drudge-like. But I know what their game is all about. You listen to Republican talk radio and listen for the buzzwords that come out of their mouths. They program their radio shows off the Drudge Report. These supposed superstars of talk radio and cable TV. All they do is parrot the Drudge Report. They parrot each other. And they're all supposed to come to their own conclusions and have their own insight, their own brilliance every day that you listen to. And they're all talking about the same thing on the same day in the same way to the supposed same audience. The Drudge Report is huge. It impacts a lot of people's informational lives. And a picture is worth 1,000 words. It is in this case. 1,000 words of stupidity right at the feet of the Drudge Report.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
There's a new caption up on the Drudge Report with the same picture of the same president shaking hands with the same dictator thug. It says, Peace Prize Prez spikes ball in Rose Garden. You see, because he says we're not supposed to spike the ball, but he's spiking the ball. And don't forget, I have a freedom concert, and I'm selling American flag lapel pins and apple pies. Wait a minute, hold on, let's go to a break. Wait a minute, where's my Nerf football? I have to throw my Nerf football to someone. I'm just getting started. Stick with me.
The Jerry Doyle Show.